AI will never replace programmers. Never? Ooh, it sounds like something I would say. Hello, I'm Chris Thanis. I'm a KMP developer. Tech Support said they're coming out Tuesday to get that thing closed up, and I'm going to be reacting to this little clip here from Hyperscale. Give them a like and subscribe. And I really haven't previewed this, but I like the title. Let's keep going.
Everyone wants to replace the developers.
Yeah. Yes, this is like right out the jump. He's coming in hot, guys. He's like, yeah, definitely. This is the dream of all managers, business people. If we could just get rid of the employees, this is and possibly the customers, this is going to be a great business. Let's keep going.
The media writes about it weekly, wondering when developers will finally be replaced. On Twitter, people speculate daily about replacing developers. Even
this is 2 months ago, but like this has calmed down a little bit. Should we be gone by now? I mean, this is even 2 months ago. Shouldn't this guy was like, "You shut up, you're stupid. We've made major progress and we're getting rid of all the programmers, you dummy." Let's keep going.
Google's CEO, during the Q3 2024 earnings call, mentioned that 25% of the company's code is generated by AI systems.
Right. But that's not okay. So there's the whole thing. I just did a video about COBOL, how they thought back then it was going to take over programmers' jobs. It's like, no, it's not. It's going to add programmers. It's going to be an additional tool to do it. But these guys are like, it's generated by AI. So the code, when the COBOL people programmers making COBOL, the COBOL compiler, was that generated by AI? They did the machine code. It's like, yeah, but who wrote the original stuff for what purpose, what reason? They never talk about it. They make these. This is marketing hype. This is stock pump scams.
Fueling the fantasies of AI optimists. So
Yeah.
annoying. Yes, software developers are expensive, hard to recruit, hard to retain.
People who can solve problems that are valuable to customers, that you found a market that need a solution that nobody else is giving them at a decent value, that are faster, better, more interesting in their language, in their culture, for their particular purpose. Yes, it's expensive. What are you talking about? We're replacing something. So the whole point of the software, I know this is a shock. I'll say it again. It used to not be a big deal. Like this, we knew this is what we're doing, is replacing people's jobs, right? So if we can replace somebody else's job, somebody has some other business that they're doing in a certain way, and we can do it differently and provide value to that customer, or some new thing, some new way, or whatever. But usually it's somebody else's. They're already doing it some way. You're going to make it easier for them. You're going to take that part, that the money that was going to be going to that thing, you're now taking that money. I know this is like, shock, oh, that's bad. It's like, no, this kind of how this works.
Hard to manage and frequently not very good at their job, because their job is difficult. But they also form the backbone of the most valuable.
Solving unique problems in a better way than it already exists. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult. Yeah, because people are already doing it some way and it's working. For whatever reason, it's working. But if you think you got something better, yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult to figure out. Yeah, it's true.
Valuable companies in the world. Doesn't this remind you of the early 2000s when people claimed American programmers would be replaced by cheaper Indian outsourcers?
I mean, some have.
Hacker News is full of stories like this. Here, or
we also realize there's this thing called culture. There's a thing called culture, like, and language differences, time code differences, just understanding what business is for, what a customer is, who is the customer, what are we doing? Are we just going to be used and thrown away, or is this going to be a long-term relationship? It depends. Who knows? It depends who you're talking to.
Here.
Yeah.
This wasn't just a.
Yes, some stuff is going to go over there. With the stuff that can go over there, it will, and the stuff that can't won't. I mean, there's other things that are these huge wide niches. We just replace everybody. Programmers, replace them all. Well, then we're realizing, oh shit, there's this thing called culture, language, taste. A lot of this stuff is curating now. So even though the AI is generating this stuff, it's like picking what alternative, what the different variant, or is this for the particular purpose that you're found a customer for, that you can solve their problem. All this comes into play now. It's like, God damn it. those programmers are doing more than we thought.
Rumor. An entire book was written on the topic, Decline and Fall of the American Programmer by Edward
Okay,
Yourdon.
yeah, of course.
But the situation didn't unfold as predicted, and now even Indian programmers want to be replaced by AI. Finally, we've achieved recursion. Talks about replacing programmers, and not only because of AI, have been going on for decades.
Of course.
Yet, as we
my last video I did about the COBOL thing. I mean, now they go, oh my God, you're going to take away our priesthood and we won't be valuable anymore. It's like, well, your little piece that you've been doing, yeah, it might go away. But like the number of people that get access to the same tool set and can like efficientize the economy, hopefully make things better for people. Maybe not. Who knows? We're still that experiment's still going underway. This whole experiment is going underway. By the way, it's some materialistic, pseudo-capitalist, socialist, fake money, a government grift. Officially, okay. I'm a licensed grifter, called a lobbyist. I'm licensed to take bribes. Yeah, we're seeing if this is still going to work. We're trying to figure it out.
see, programmers are still being hired. Okay, sometimes laid off, but then rehired. Now, let's move on.
Yeah. I wonder what that's all about. Oh, they lay us off and then they want us back. And we're supposed to be all like, yay, gung ho. We never figured out the scam you're trying to pull. Yeah, anytime, so the whole corporate thing is going to be, it's going to be cooked if it's not cooked already. Unless you're top level people or it's a small organization. But these big corporation things trying to do these kayfabe, trying to get rid of programmers. Oh, yeah, we're on to you now. Oh, you're just trying to get rid of the moment somebody sniffed up that you could get rid of us, you got us out the door. And oh, now you need us back. Like we're not going to remember that.
On to why AI will not replace programmers, but instead become another tool in their workflow.
Yes.
Does the infrastructure exist to replace?
Just like a freaking assembly language was a tool for getting a shorthand for machine code, and then we had higher level languages like COBOL and Fortran and BASIC. Then we had the timestamp, and then we had the mix of high and low, and then all that stuff. Yeah, but that's what we're doing.
Replace programmers with AI? Hardly. It's still humans collaborating with humans. Yes, juniors write code with little communication or Zoom calls. But as
I shouldn't. That's not setting things up for. So that's new. That's this latest crap. Like, no.
they grow into senior or lead roles, most of their work revolves around communicating with other business units, interacting with customers, and fixing juniors' mistakes.
Man, having to talk to people. These damn employees at these companies. You have to talk to each other to get things done. Can't we replace that with an AI?
Mistakes when things break. Programming is more than writing code. It's about dealing with complicated rules that no one can clearly explain.
Right, it's all tacit. It's all this tacit stuff that's unwritten, unsaid, that we all get together and kind of agree on, and we're trying to give some sort of a semblance of what how we do things at this company, that to provide value for a customer, right, in a way that's better than somebody else can do it. What the hell? This is not. It's not just in the free form abstract. What are we doing? What does life mean? It's like that. It's not about that. We're trying to. Let's keep going.
With many edge cases that everyone forgets. And these rules also contradict each other because departments A and B have different workflows.
Correct.
And the requirements are coming from both.
Exactly.
AI struggles with these nuanced
it's never gonna figure it out because it's a human taste. Takes the culture into effect. The levels of management. What does that call that law? What's that damn law called? Yeah, Conway's law. You're never gonna get away from this. Because the business is assigning the tasks like kind of top down to have some solution space that they figured out how to a problem that they can solve using the set of skill sets they have, and make it do it profitable. Yes, it's going to be Conway's law. In effect, that's how, because that's the business is going to be set up that way to do the things. You're not going to get away from it, and you have to take it in consideration. And the AI, like, what are you talking about? Because that's all tacit knowledge, right? Yeah, what are you gonna do? Feed the org chart and the procedure chart? I mean, that is half the battle. Is like trying to get the requirements about what are we doing here? Why? For who? For what purpose? What do we put in? What do we take out? Like a Jira, like let's put it all in there. Everyone has to deal with all of it. It's like, no, I don't want to deal with all of it. You're supposed to bring value, like by doing the thing I want to do, the way I want to do it. The customer, right? I'm talking about the customer. Who is the customer? Is it the VC guy just to get funding up? Okay, then you can forget all that stuff. What about the customer? You just do whatever the VC says. But if you actually have to find a problem for a customer, like this new phase that we're going to go into, where we're going to use these AI tools to leverage niche down into more niche type businesses, and you're going to find your customer, and then you find tools to deliver value for that customer. Yeah, that's all gonna be. That's all the. It's all about the curation and tacit knowledge. Like when it's like you're trying to deliver value, like some niche thing that's nobody. Like there's maybe one player there already, or two players, and you're gonna come in and do it cheaper because they have teams of 40, and you're coming in with a team of 3.
Contexts and ambiguous requirements. Human programmers excel at interpreting client needs, making judgment
Excel, well, you're stretching it there, buddy.
calls, and understanding the broader implications of their
Well,
code.
that you hope that's the value eventually that we bring if you concentrate on the customer, which it does depend on who the customer is. If it's the VC guy, getting your slide deck straight and your demos perfect is the really key. Now with that, what's happened behind the scene can look like garbage, but but if you're doing the customer thing where you actually have to find a real paying customer, you're filling the problem, not just a VC. Somebody's paying for your actual on the ground service. Yeah, then you better think about how you build it, because you want to maintain this thing as cheaply as possible, not just get a demo up and running for a VC round 6. Round what was it, round F? Was it the code is documentation? I've been at places that say this. Comment your code. Well, no, I don't care about the commenting of the code, but like have some sort of standard if you're going to be trying to extend it out. If you're just going to be a 3-man shop, okay, that's fine. But if you're trying to build something that you can replace yourself with somebody else, yeah, you have to think about how to make this stuff extending and modify and change it. Yeah, that's tough, man.
Within
Because it's like, what parts are changing? How soon? Do we, or you're just gonna scrap the whole thing and start over?
a project's ecosystem. Sure, AI can produce snippets of code, but asking it to write an entire business layer that adheres to complex rules? Laughable.
Yeah.
According to Stack Overflow, 80% of
It's gonna be a long time before that happens. I just don't know if it's possible. Also, because of this nuance about the taste of the audience, of the customers that you want to go to. It's so varied and so strange, and so the requirements are all over the place, like to the point of like some of them, like those are so minimal you don't want to have, like the air tags, as the UI is like extremely minimal. Like I don't want that's how much I want to talk to an air tag. I want things bleeping up, blah blah blah, unless I want to find it. Then I want it to be super accurate. But until then, I don't want to hear from it. I want to see it. I don't want to touch it. Send me an email once in a while if I change the battery, but I don't want to see it. So how would you say that? How would you put that? How do you do that?
programmers are unhappy, mostly due to technical debt. A large
Yeah, well, yeah. When we're told to write these things in these 2-week sprints and get it all done. Have you done your sprinting? Are you sprinting through it? That means we go fast, right? It means lots of typing. Not trying to figure out if this fits into everything else. No, let's get that ticket done. Wonder, yeah, of course. And that when you've gone through a few cycles of that, maybe 10 years of that, oh, we can't get rid of the source code. We got millions of dollars in the source code. We can't just delete it and move on and redesign it from the ground up based on that thinking. We've got a lot of money invested in that. Source code is very valuable.
A large part of their job involves working with legacy code,
Yeah,
software
man.
written with
Terrible.
outdated technologies or practices.
Absolutely.
If there's one task,
a bunch of things been changing. No, it's the latest thing. It's React 29. All you have to do is revamp 98% of your code base, but it shouldn't be too bad. We'll get an AI to do that for you. Okay.
programmers would delegate to AI, it's rewriting legacy code.
Yeah,
and
man.
Google's research supports this idea. However, refactoring legacy
luck.
code requires more than syntax knowledge.
Yeah, because it's based on an operating environment, right? This legacy code is using some sort of framework or whatever that's based on something else that's not, it's outdated. So it's like, oh, I want to keep on my legacy code. You gotta keep it running. It's like, just start over. That's where there's this whole opportunity now, especially with these AI enhanced tools to attack these businesses because they're so bloated with this crap. You're just like, oh, you don't have to have that. You can just go right directly to the thing for this set of customers who are really just looking for this one thing over here. You just go right to it. And you just, if you can find a pipeline there that makes it profitable, which is going to take a while. This is hard to do. I'm not saying it's easy, but like, or you can see an existing business that's trying to do this kind of crap. We got a management process in place. We're going to replace all the legacy code using AI programmers. You can just come in there and go, bye bye. We're going to just go right to your thing, steal those customers, and then provide the value. If you keep going up at that, that's the big opportunity right now. It's not, oh, my job at the 401k place. I want a big tech fang job. It's like, no, I think that's gonna be gone. But the thing about taking other these companies' lunches are like, we're gonna replace all the programmers with AI. Oh, is that what you're gonna do? All programmers that got left and go, hey, I could just kind of like do what I was just in that market doing, and I could just like get some couple guys together and kind of do the same thing you were just doing, and just rewrite it, scrap it up without having all that bloat, and then we're gonna rewrite the legacy code with AI.
It demands an understanding of historical context, business logic, and undocumented features. AI often fails to interpret deprecated libraries or unconventional coding styles.
Absolutely.
So, unfortunately, in this most hated task, one that prevents programmers from thriving, AI isn't much help.
Correct.
History shows a trend. People delegate more tasks to machines, freeing themselves for other pursuits. This shift began long before the Industrial Revolution, maybe even as early as the invention of the wheel, when we started delegating labor to physics. Humanity is shifting more and more responsibilities to machines, and that's normal. Programmers have always been on the cutting edge of change. When Apple introduced Swift in 2014, developers had to learn this new language to continue building apps for iOS and macOS.
I found an app called Fartbox.
The rise of Docker and Kubernetes forced developers to adapt.
Humans, or again, the people bought that thing. A lot of people bought that thing. So, I mean, let's not get all uppity about humanity.
Adapt to new deployment methods. The shift to async await programming models required rethinking asynchronous operations.
That's just
AI is the same new thing which helps programmers evolve and get better.
It's just the next thing.
Actually,
I don't know about async and await. I don't know about all that, but the basic idea of going from a single-threaded idea space to a multi-threaded idea space. It's similar things going on, and these companies, they're not just, the thing is, these managers, I think they know they're not going to survive it, and that's why they're flipping out. And the programmers that got laid off are still thinking that stuff's gonna come back in that way. It's like, that may have been just a fluke. Period. They'll just allow that to happen. It was too big. It was already too big. Anyway, it was just bound to fall over.
The easiest way to test if AI will replace programmers is to look around.
Because it's based on architecture, it's based on software that was not meant to be able to go through these changes. It was only meant to get that thing built for that moment. Once the change cycle started coming in, that's when all the problems started. Because yes, that's where all the problems were at, is modifying and changing and updating these things, finding bugs and all that stuff. Here we go. Let's keep going.
Yes, AI writes code, but even cash-strapped startups still hire programmers. Why? Well, because a CEO can't ask AI to write code without knowing what.
We're not going to do new railway here. We're trying to buy land and get a railway through. And we're going to create a new railroad. What else is open? Like, we're going to create a new town somewhere and put a new highway through it. What else is open? What to do? Like, what are we allowed to do? Like, create a new factory? What are you talking about? I mean, there's only so many avenues that people have been allowed to have anywhere near profitability, anywhere to have make enough money to raise a family and put them through college and braces and Christmas and vacations. Come on.
To ask how to check it, how to fix it, and possessing other arcane skills beyond syntax.
Yes.
Programming isn't about syntax. It's about problems.
I mean, on the surface, it looks like syntax. Syntax is important. How you structure your problem and your solution, it better be syntactically, have some syntax around it. So yes, it is. But is it the critical thing? No, it's the thing you want to say, right? It's not the words, the shapes of the words and the sequence of the grammars. It's the thing you want to say, which is providing value for customers, right? If you found some customers and you found a solution that you've used these skills of computing to provide a solution that allows you to provide value profitably. This is what we're doing.
Solving skills. It's creative work, and creativity remains.
Yeah, it's insight. It's a soft tacit. No, it's like sales. It's like meeting objections and trying to figure out can I create a solution here for this customer? Is it possible? Do I have the skill set, or do I give up? Because there's a lot of people like, I don't have the skill set, so I'm gonna give up. Other people are foolish enough to go, I'm gonna try, and then they try, and then sometimes they're lucky, and sometimes they're stubborn. They keep trying for years, and all of a sudden somebody goes, "Well, how did you have to come up with this?" Like, I've been working on this thing for 22 years.
It's an area where AI can't compete. So, what's the best approach? Stay adaptable. Embrace advanced tools like Cursor,
Yeah,
Copilot, or
I
Hyperskill's
definitely
AI
look at
coding
this, use
assistant,
this
and
stuff. Yeah,
integrate them
but don't get all caught up in the hype wave that they're gonna take you over. What are you? What? You replace a human? You guys are goofy.
into your workflow. AI won't replace you if you learn to use it yourself. After all, programmers are great at adapting to changing trends, and that's not going to change. Share your thoughts in the comments about replacing programmers with AI.
Go give them a like and subscribe, even though it was an AI voice. Yeah, so took over his stuff. I think, I don't know, maybe it was a human being. I can't tell. Yeah, they're gonna take our jobs anytime soon, but they're definitely gonna save some businesses, middle management structures for a few, maybe a year, until some people start to figure out, because this is usually these downturns. People figure out, oh, I can just do that. I can just don't have to have the legacy code update. I can just start serving that customer or set of customers. And that's a thing that can happen when you lay people off. You told them that they're invaluable and then dumped them on the street. Give me a like and subscribe. Don't dump me on the street.